So so anyway that was part. Anywho, anyway, anywho, anywhere, anyhow, and anyway, that was part one done and dusted. That was part one. That was part one done and dusted. Anyway, anywho, anyhow, and anywhere. That was part one done and dusted. Now welcome to the 11. Now welcome to the 9.5 minutes of part two. So that anywho, anyway, anywho, anyhow, and anywhere. That was part one. Now welcome to the first. Now welcome to the 9 minute. Now welcome to the Welcome to the realms of part two. Now as part one was 3.5 minutes, this one's going to part two of today's video is going to last for 9 minutes. And when I say 9 minutes, it's going to be 9 minutes long. Now, as we now in part one, at the end of part one, as I explained, splashing water over an iPad charger, watching it explode and making it die, like bzzz, that you see, that really isn't going to help being a grown up, is it? Or you know, sort of like, or I can see a grown up spill toilet duck on her iPhone 4, or she's made the iPhone 4 explode. Hello, toilet duck. But then, although if you do spill toilet duck over an iPhone 4, you're gonna get German, not World War II eccentrics going, yes, do you spill the toilet duck? Oh, yeah, do I spill the toilet duck over your iPhone 4? Then Brummy people from, say, like, Brummy people, say, like, from Aston or Wolverhampton, or West Midlands people, say, from, like, Birmingham or Aston or Erdington, are going to come to your door and go, aren't you the twat who spilt, aren't you the twat who spilt toilet duck on, aren't you the bitch who spilt toilet, aren't you the bitch who spilt toilet duck on her iPhone 4? Now go to your room. See that Brummy accent was, Brummy accent was clearly those members of staff at the HMV Manchester that Brummy accent was clearly those members of staff at HMV in Manchester during on the same week of the 705 London bombings, wasn't it? I clearly think, as an expert on HMV stores, I clearly think that I think those members of staff at HMV proudly, I think those members of staff at HMV Manchester proudly invented being told off because the phrases they use when they kick you out of the shop for asking them how they like their products sent back to them covered in toilet duck. You know, their music video, music DVDs for Xbox 360s and games. Proudly invented the phrases "naff off," "never want to see you again," and "never want you to," and "naff off," "naff off," "never want to see you again," and the EastEnders version, which is proudly more like "get out of my pub, you muppet." And of course, back to my back to the bit I mentioned earlier about spilling toilet duck on an iPhone 4. Splash. You see, on health and safety tips, I've got to say to all your audiences that watching out there, splashing your iPad splashing an iPad charger with water and watching it explode. That's really not gonna. That's really not. That's really not along the iPhone 4 toilet duck thing from earlier on. That's not really good. That's not really going to help. That's not really going to help teenage. That's not really going to help. That being mentioned in the music news section of Radcliffe and McConey on BBC Six Music, is it? Radcliffe, who is Mark Radcliffe, by the way, Radcliffe, who is ex BBC Radio 1 DJ Mark Radcliffe, saying to McConey, who is Stuart McConey, or I can see the phrase "water and electricity don't mix" going past. Can I, Stuart? And Stuart going, yes, you can, Mark. Finish railing people come into the kitchen and give the iPad a bloody good talking to, and give a man or woman who spilt their iPad charger, like this one, with bath water to make it explode. It's going now. I can see why that can end up. I can, as Carl Hook-Cullis once said in his home videos, that's really not going to help. That's really not that, along with the H&B members of staff toilet duck thing, that's really not going to help being a grown up. That's not really going to help music. That's really not going to help being mentioned in the music news section. Sorry, that's really not going to help being mentioned in the music news section. That's really not going to help being mentioned in the music. That's really not going to help being mentioned in the. That's really not going to help being mentioned in the music news section of Radcliffe and McConey on BBC Six Music, is it? Although if it did, and I've got to say to those people, I've got to say to those folks who listen to Radcliffe and McConey on BBC Six Music, well, including me, if it was mentioned in the music news section of Radcliffe and McConey. If it was mentioned in the music news section of Radcliffe and McConey, that would make Radcliffe and McConey become CBB. That would make Radcliffe and McConey be sponsored by CBeebies, wouldn't it? No, that would make Radcliffe and McConey look like. That would make Radcliffe and McConey, who are Mark Radcliffe and Stuart McConey, look like right twats, wouldn't it? And that would make their show be sponsored by CBeebies, wouldn't it? Oh, most iPad users from say Glasgow going, or Cavendish, I can see some bathwater, or Cavendish, or Cavendish, I'm not scared of you, Harry. I can see some bathwater going past. Me, the racist bastard, Mr. Hook, you rate, and people go, and those people looking at me and go, you racist bastard, Hook-Cullis. Anyway, that's been my piff. That has been my piff, if you will, on health and safety, bathwater, Radcliffe and McConey, and iPhone chargers. iPad chargers. That's been me, Carl Hook-Cullis. That was part 2 of my home videos for 1st of February 2017. Signing off.